Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews, and today we have another very interesting figure to check out. This is one that we already have kind of taken a look at, but we have version 2 of the Yulomi Tyrannosaurus Rex, and this is a pretty cool looking figure. Again, it's very Mattel-like when it comes to the creation of this one, and I think it would fit in pretty nicely, for the most part, with any type of a Mattel Jurassic World collection. But this time we have a different paint variant. There are 2 different paint variants out for this figure, and I recently had seen that this one was on sale on Amazon for really cheap. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have picked it up because, like, originally I was pretty happy with the one that I chose, but since this one was just so cheap on there, I couldn't help but double dip and grab the other paint variant just to check out with you guys, of course, but also to add to my collection. Sculpt-wise, it looks like it's pretty much the same figure, just a new paint scheme, so let's jump to a closer look at it right now. So looking here at the head sculpt, again, this one has exactly the same issues that the last one had, which leads me to believe it definitely is the same sculpt. We can see the detail looks pretty decent throughout the course of the figure, but it's very muted. Not super bad, but you can see again that there's definitely a bit of a smoothed out look to it, and the fine detail in general has a very smooth look to it, but it's not the end of the world. Again, it's not by any means that bad. There's way worse examples I could give of that, like the Terabyte light and sound figures, but you can see again, same sculpt, same detail, but different paint apps, and primarily we have like this very light brown here for the face, but you can see maroon that sort of circles around the eye, also runs up here onto the snout, and runs along the upper part of the head. We have a lower jaw here that is an alternate tone of color, as it's a light gray, so it does differentiate itself from up here. The teeth seem to have just that nice white appearance to it. The inside of the mouth has kind of a dark pinkish tone. The upper side of the inside of the mouth as well sports that same tone of color, same deal for the tongue and everything. Very nice and very carefully put together. I will say the figure does have a pretty decent quality to it compared to a lot of other figures that just randomly show up on Amazon that might be similar to this. You can also see the eyes are painted with a yellow, giving a black pupil, and then a white spot to kind of give us that sort of eye shine. As you move down here into the neck, you see that brown kind of runs through the center of the neck, but we have more of that maroon down here in the throat, more running along the back of the dinosaur. The throat coloration does disappear as we lead down here into the body. We just continue to see that maroon running along the upper part of the T-Rex, with the brown kind of running along the center, though I can see a few random light hints of the maroon showing up there within the brown, so there is a little bit of color variation there. The nails are painted with a light gray, so that's nice to see that the nails are painted, especially on the hands when you have so many Mattel Tyrannosaur figures out there that just don't have painted nails on the hands. It is nice and refreshing to see that once in a while. As you lead back here into the thigh, you see that we have more of that maroon kind of striping down the course of the thigh as you lead down, and then the foot completely transitions to that maroon type of a coloration. Again, as we completely overtake the foot with that color, you can see the nails are painted with a light gray, though the dew claw has been missed, so that is a little bit of a bummer. And then when we lead up here into the tail, we lead out the length of the tail, we basically just have that brown and then a striping with that maroon, and that's really about it. There doesn't appear to be any alternate tones on the underside of the Rex or anything like that. Nothing really different going on, I would imagine, on the opposing side, except for actually we do have those injuries here, which I completely forgot about. So you have an injury here and an injury through the eye, basically. Looks as though maybe our Rex had its eye closed when that happened because the eye's still intact, but you can see those have actually been painted out with a dark pink similar to what we have there on the inside of the mouth. And then we also have an injury back here. There we go. On the thigh, you can see, 2 more slices in the thigh, adding a little bit of an injured look to the Rex, and those as well are painted. Other than that, though, the paint apps appear to be pretty consistent, pretty much the same on this side. So definitely another really cool version of this T-Rex, and definitely another fun one to add to my collection. I don't think we need to do sizes or comparisons really or anything with this, besides a comparison with the first version of the Rex. I will bring that one in here in a moment, but we will check out the articulation, of course, for the Rex. But you can see we've got an articulated jaw. That's part of the action feature. We also have articulation in the neck, which you can see the tail wiggling now, also part of the action feature. Articulation in the arms, also part of the action feature. The only area where we have legit articulation that you can just move around independently would be the legs, which you can see is very jerky. has a loud noise to it, but you also have ankle swivels similar to a Mattel figure, again furthering the similarities between the figures. And as you move out here, it looks like there would be articulation in this spot, but it's actually not articulated. That all goes together, and that again is due to the action features, which if we push this button up here in the back, you're going to see the arms and I think the jaw move. There you go. You can see how it kind of has a chomping action feature, and then if you twist the tail, it also chomps. Again, very Mattel-like when it comes to the action features. So absolutely a really cool T-Rex for sure. Definitely like this one a lot. And then when it comes to that comparison, you can see the first version that I reviewed with the newer version. You can see the original version almost has Rexy sort of colors to it. The newer one definitely is quite a bit different, but it is pretty cool to have two different versions of this T-Rex, at least giving you options, you know, to choose which one you like the most. I'm still partial to the first one, but the second one was definitely a fun pickup. Again, it was on sale for like 50% off or something like that. Like, it was like $12 for this figure, and considering the size and decent quality of this figure, it is definitely a recommendation from me for that price range. It may actually still be on sale. I'll let you know in the description if it is, and maybe that 50% off is still going, and you can definitely get yourself a pretty good deal for this, and I actually believe the Brown Rex as well. But you can see they definitely look really quite cool next to each other. So this version 2 of the Yulomi Tyrannosaurus Rex is another fun one. Honestly, I'm quite impressed with both of these, and I'm very excited to see what else this company has to offer. They just showed up totally out of nowhere. Again, I had seen these on eBay a while back, but they were a little bit more expensive on there. I think the seller was asking like $40 or something for them, which at the time I actually had considered just because they look pretty nice. But I held off, and thankfully I did, because Amazon got them in and they were like $25 on Amazon. And since then, they seem to keep going on sale for even cheaper, which allowed me to get these for a really good price. And of course, will allow you guys to get them for a good price as well if you are interested. But definitely a nicely sculpted T-Rex, kind of resembling a Jurassic Park T-Rex, but at the same time has its own unique individuality. The detail looks pretty decent through the course of the figure, just like it did the first time around. Still a little muted and a little bit smoothed out, but it doesn't look bad at all. It also sports some pretty fun articulation, as well as a really cool set of action features, which is fun, definitely making the figure a fun one to have when it comes to playability. Definitely a good one to pick up for your kids or grandkids or anything like that, especially considering the size, because the size is quite impressive as a whole, and the paint apps are also pretty nice. Again, we've got paint from head to tail, you have painted nails and everything, so I mean, you really can't ask for much more than that. So if you are interested in grabbing this other paint variant, I will include a link in the description to Amazon.com where I purchased mine, so make sure you check that link. Go grab this T-Rex, and also like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.